All right. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Happy Sunday to one and all. As you know, this is season one, episode four of our Meals podcast. As you know, I am your host Kims. We have a lot of absentees tonight. Raggy is out tonight. Stefan is out tonight. They were a bit scared of the topic. They saw the topic and they were scared of the topic. They didn't want to get in trouble, so they said they're gonna sit this one out tonight. But of course, we have Warren in the house tonight, and we also have Devin. Devin is the guy. He was here for, I believe it was the first or second episode, and he was telling us those wonderful stories. So how are we doing tonight, gentlemen?
Yeah, all right, one. A good
Good.
one.
All right, and we will be, we'll definitely be joined by Ryan shortly. All right, so on this episode, definitely, we're going to keep it real. We're going to try to keep it as real as possible. Obviously, I'm not talking about you guys' current relationship. So I don't want any stories about you guys' current relationship because I know as men, and none can correct me if I'm wrong, but as men, I believe we have all cheated in the past, some way, shape, or form. Some way, shape, or form. We have all cheated in the past, and you know, we probably wanted forgiveness, or we have been cheated on, and we didn't give forgiveness. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with you, David. Right. And the first question I just want to ask you, David, is flirting cheating? Or is there a distinction between flirting, like is flirting okay to do? All right, my girl can flirt, but as long as she don't take it too far. Or you consider flirting cheating?
I think they are separate. Like, men have this thing to say, all right, they they can do certain things, but a woman can do certain things and be the same, or can be the same thing and be a lady. But a man
Mm-hmm.
can do whatever and still be a man, still be a gentleman. And men flirt a lot, whatever we are form, you know. But then now, from a woman perspective, I'm not a woman. They may do certain things, but like they don't. Men don't feel as if okay, the woman should be doing that because it's not ladylike. But men do worse, not cheat.
Yep.
Like so, flirting in the sense that okay, you may be like giving like certain personal compliments to like your a person around you, especially at the work. So there's a clear distinction for me between flirting, like saying that okay, using words as "I darling," you know, just the way you use it. But for the cheating aspect now, cheating isn't like you definitely there's definitely intention to say okay, we're gonna do this. You may know that I have a partner, because nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it has been that way. Um, I've known like it might when I was younger for
Mm-hmm.
cheating between like and especially if with women, they will cheat, but the man has to be providing something.
Yep.
Man has to be providing something, so they will know that a woman will know that a man like is married, but guess what? Oh, I can get this from the man, and it's okay.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So
Yep.
with flirting now, the difference is that you just see somebody you like, you may say certain
Mm-hmm.
things and say, oh yeah, whatever, yeah, I used to be like one of the judges, some coworker used to say, oh, Colin, you can't manage me, man. You can't manage me.
Yeah.
And that's flirting. But
Yep.
we both parties never have any intention to say, all right, we're gonna test if I can manage or not.
Yep.
You gotta get what I'm saying, Kems? But
Yes,
like
sir.
I know in this culture is different because you the American situation is different because a lot of things that we Jamaican men get out there.
Yep. You
Mm,
can never get
no,
back up.
enough money that gone to prison already.
Absolutely.
mm,
Yeah, look and I say, yo,
Absolutely.
you're strong. Me like when I left Georgia and I was at Knox, the coworker them used to look for me and say certain things. And me say, "Wow, you're strong, man." Just saying
Yep.
that cannot work here. You cannot work here. Sexual assault, sexual harassment, prison.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
mm.
Yeah, so I think it's a separate thing. So the main thing I'm saying is for the cheating, there's a definite agreement or arrangement between both parties that something will gonna go on, and you know about your respective relationship. Some may know, some may disguise it. But with flirting, you may say them thing there, oh, you look strong, man, you're nice, you can't manage me, whatever. So I think it's separate. But there's nothing formal or any arrangement to say, okay, we're gonna take it to another firm to figure out anything. Yeah, so that's a distinction for me.
All right, Warren, let me get to you. I want you to answer the question. So, I want to know, what do you think about, because I hear a lot of things going around that women now have work husband. Them have the little work husband at work, and them say, oh, this is my work husband. So I want to know, what are your thoughts about work husband, and is it okay if a woman flirt as long as it's harmless flirting, or all of that is a no go?
All right. Well, see the work husband thing now. Personally, I don't think just having a what they call work husband is a threat, because people tend to use that term just loosely. If you see a female and a male hanging around in the workplace, like you see her at his desk or him at her desk, and they speaking and they speak and think, during lunchtime, whatever hours, you may consider that a work husband or a work wife. But the term alone, I don't really see it as cheating or some sort of a threat. Depends on how much interactions you guys have, especially outside of the workplace. So if you're having interactions outside of the workplace, etc., and it is interfering with your actual relationship at home, then yes, that's cheating. But if it is a co-worker you spend time with at work, some may consider it cheating. I don't really consider it cheating. Personally, I don't put that on my head. So if I'm with somebody and she has a quote unquote work husband, I won't really feel threatened or ask any questions about that really. However, if it's transcending just the workplace and she's occupied with this person even at home, in her home space, and they're speaking on the phone, etc., then it would become a problem. But just having interactions in the workplace, I don't really consider that cheating, to be honest. Because there are certain things that you really shouldn't overthink. I believe that's one of those things that you really shouldn't overthink. Yeah. What was the other question? What was the other part of the question?
So the other part I was asking you, do you consider flirting cheating, or you believe flirting is okay as long as it doesn't get physical?
All right. So in addition to what I was saying before, yeah, flirting. I think flirting comes with the territory of being a human and being attracted to the opposite sex. So whereas I admit that flirting can most times is a threat to your relationship, I wouldn't really put it in the category of cheating either. If you flirt, how do you flirt? You compliment somebody, you tell them that you like them outfit, you tell them that you like how them body shape, you like how they move, etc. That's you verbalizing how you feel about somebody's appearance or somebody's behavior. That's considered flirting, but I don't really consider that as cheating. Even though the partner that you're with might feel threatened by it, I don't really put in the category of cheating. Cheating, I would say, is more intentional and goes beyond that, because I can compliment somebody and tell her, say, she look nice, she have a nice shape, I like how she move. I don't feel like I'm cheating, and I don't feel like if a woman does that and says that to another, I don't feel like I'm being cheated on either. But if it goes beyond that and then developing some sort of bond over it, then that is where the cheating begins. So flirting by itself, no, I don't consider that cheating. There are some things that are just unavoidable, and you don't put that on your head, and that's one thing that you don't put on your head. Flirting is just there.
All right, so here's our first question for you, Warren. Are you okay if your wife flirts at Warren?
If I'm okay with it?
Yes.
As I said before, I can't say yes or no. I try not to think about it. It may or may not happen. I don't know, but I don't think about it. I can't say yes, I'm okay. I can't say no, I'm not okay. I can't really give a direct answer to that. But I don't think about it like that. It doesn't occupy space in my head. I can't say yes, I can't say no.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good night, Ryan. Seeing
Good
that
night,
the
man.
Bob Marley jersey thing look good.
But
Yeah,
All right.
man.
Kems,
All right. So my question to you, Ryan, is
Kems.
yep.
Yeah, before you go to Ryan, I just want to touch on something where Warren. So before you go to Ryan, sorry, Ryan.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
I
there
hope you're
was
not going to
situation.
something you want to talk about, you know.
No. Because Kems, before you get on, he was saying he's not. We don't necessarily refer to like our current relationship. But the thing that you ask is a wonderful question you asked, Warren, about the work husband and work thing. All right, I have a co-teacher in my class. She's
Yeah.
25.
Yep.
A man I moved. She was born in Trinidad and came here like when she was 12 or 11 or something like that. She's 25 right now.
Yep.
And women are moved close, and because we have to work together, like another teacher was asking me to bring something to her, and the teacher said to me like, just bring this to your work wife for me. Yo, and I stop her right here. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Said no. I mean, me and such woman, we have a
Yeah.
relationship, but I don't want the term to refer as work wife, and I understand whatever, and I stop it right here because guess what? My wife knows some men and girl work together, and sometimes she call me their woman or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think my wife would feel pleased to say that somebody referring to somebody at work as my work wife. So I just stop it there. So the work wife and the work husband, no, I'm not working with that.
Not work.
So
Because me you don't want to know, Warren.
Well, on the word, I kind of want to say something about
Me don't want to know say somebody I refer to my wife.
the
All right.
question.
All right. Hold
as
on.
a
Let me
work
read this
wife.
comment. Let me read this
all
comment.
right.
for Ryan. All right. So Raj is saying, but generally that cheating starts with flirting. It's based on the reaction we get as men. Sometimes we either act upon it or we just leave it alone. Go ahead, Ryan.
All right. I am a pragmatist. Sometimes I use logics and numbers to guide my thing. So I'm just going to break down something to Warren. We work 40 hours a week, generally speaking. So that's a quarter of our lives at work, right? You also sleep. Let us say them say we're supposed to sleep 8 hours a day. So you sleep for 1/3 of your life. So quarter and 1/3, that is way more than a half. That is you're basically spending less time with your wife than your work husband, than the work husband rather. So what I'm saying is that not in my cabinet, because somebody who's going to spend more time with a woman has the potential to create damage. Just want to say that.
Yeah, but being at work for 40 hours a week doesn't mean that you're spending time with that person 40 hours a week.
The
Even if you're
potential
working in
to,
the same, if you're even working in the same department, right? Yeah,
Right.
remember you're at work, you have certain tasks that you should be doing. So,
man, I get
but
that. And when you're home, you have stuff to deal with as well.
right, but when you're at work, you should have far less available time. Even though you're at the same workplace, the available time that you have to spend with somebody, a coworker, would be less than the available time that you have at home.
I get
Because
what you're saying, but
if you have different tasks,
remember, men think a certain way. So if a man thinks him have the opportunity to create damage, him go and try seize that opportunity. People can call it insecure and whatever them like. I call it reality.
And it depends on the nature of the work too. It depends on the nature of the work. Like my work situation, like some of those stats that you quote, Ryan, will be thrown out the window. Because like some of those stuff, because like me, I get a lot of like some I'm off. So some of those time, no. Like when
man, that's what I said, generally speaking.
All right. And another and another thing too, like I'm gonna use my brother, like he work in the financial district in Manhattan. See, I'm the accounting. So some of the times for a week, sometimes 2 a.m. I come from work and I'm working teams with the accounting thing with female in the team. So them in the office. Sometimes some Pakistani and some around women and men and everything. Now office setting till 2 a.m. because they have to make sure certain financial statements ready. Those kind of situations different because me never have to sleep, have to stay at work beyond 4 o'clock with nobody at all.
Well, Devin, I don't know how women think, but I know how men think. So
that's what I'm saying. Depends like
male
a situation like that now.
a guy might feel some get an opportunity or a chance,
Yeah. So it
might
depends.
want to use that.
It all depends. And like Ryan said, sometimes you're in the same department with no Ryan. Sorry, Warren, you're not in the same department with the person.
So
Kems,
let me read Michelle's comment. So she's saying, I think a woman will have a work husband and nothing to it from her end, but the man still hoping something can happen for him at some point. I think this is, I think this is going to Ryan's point, that, hey, the man will always feel like there's a quote unquote opportunity for him, especially if they're moving close and thing. But this, I want to bring up something now. There's always saying that, there's a saying that say, a shoulder to cry on is and you know the rest, right? So, and I'll start with you here, Ryan. How do you feel about, you and remember, this is the same thing. You and your partner having issues, and she's going to work, crying, passing it out to the quote unquote the guy at work, passing on info. Hey, this guy, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. Are you comfortable with that, or are you nip that in the bud and say, hey, you can only talk to females about our issues?
No, I won't say you can only talk to females about our issues. But you see, once an issue is a major issue, I need to know first. Your friends and your work husband or whoever it is don't need to know before me, because you're not in a relationship with them, you're in a relationship with me. So you come to me first and you let me know that, hey, these are the issues. How do we fix these? Or I do the same, whichever comes first. So I don't support you going to a foreign entity to speak to before you speak to the local entity, the in-house entity of that. So you speak to me first, and then if I am not doing what I'm supposed to do, then I can't complain, because you make me know from the get-go what is the issue. So I don't think it is respectful, to be honest with you, to go outside and speak to somebody else who is not, you're not in a relationship with, about the relationship that you're in. And it leads back to my point that I was making the work husband. When you go to men with problem, I go say, oh, trouble in a paradise, and potentially move in and make a move. Exactly. So no, you don't. I consider it to be a disrespect if it is that you know that you did not come to me first.
All right, so I'm going to read some of these comments now. Here is Jody, and here is saying, we should set boundaries on how we emotionally connect with someone who is not our partner. We can tell when the connection is more than just platonic. Shakes is saying third party is the worst for a relationship. And here is TS saying sometimes a guy can help you understand things from a different perspective.
I don't disagree with that. But that person should be a friend and not a work husband.
All right. So let's move on to the question at hand. And it is saying, can a relationship be salvaged after cheating? So let's say, we can use, I'll ask you guys. So Devin, for you, what do you think about that? Do you think, you guys can talk it, or you guys can do counseling? What do you think can happen for the relationship to be salvaged? Or, hey, from cheating happen, I'm going to be dreaming about it, I'm going to be sleeping and thinking about it. Is always going to be something. So once you cheat, I'm out of there.
I think it's easier. It's easy. While I don't have any statistics to prove it, so I'm just going off based on what I know, talking to people and life situation.
Anecdotal evidence.
Yeah, it's easier for it to be salvage, or things to be mended when it's the if it's the man who cheated, and then the man is seeking forgiveness from the woman. I mean, anybody can counter that, the people in the comment section. So I think it's always easier. Like I've known situation. I know a situation right now where up to recently my former coworker from Jamaica calling me about it, where he's a husband suspect of cheating, and he's like, they can't move beyond it, right? There's no proof, that any cheating happens. So I think it's different when it's the man. It's like a man can't figure out, say, yo, our next man was this way with them woman, you know, set them woman certain way. It's like the mind, and can't come back from it. You know, very few men may be able to do so. So I think from a male and a female perspective, it's easier, you know, if it's the case where a man will go outside and cheat. But if the woman goes outside and cheat and the man find out, trust me, it's not
And
going to
here
be
is
I agree with Devin.
No.
No, I'm going to tell you why I agree with Devin because
Not
hold,
gonna be
hold
the
on
same.
1 second. Hold on 1 second there, Ryan.
yeah,
Here is TS saying, but Jesus, LMAO, what is double standards?
yeah, it's double standard, but life is
Yeah,
still a
it
double
is.
standard.
Full of
Life
them.
is
Life
still
full
a
of
double
double, full of
standard.
them.
Full
Yeah.
of them. I tell you.
Can I say something though?
Yes.
I heard a psychiatrist echoed Devin's comment because I mean life is life and what it is. Double standards are not. It is still life has a lot of double standards. Like we'll just be honest about that, I'm sure. And he alluded to the fact that a man, it is harder for a man to accept. I don't remember exactly the terms he used. He used some terms, you know, them behavior, the psychiatrist. So he basically said that a man is likely him rather a woman basically what Devin said, don't him rather a woman not have sex with another man and him know. And a woman, he was basically saying like a woman can recover from a man having sex with a woman that he doesn't love once it is that, you know, that he's loved more than that. Something to that effect.
Uh-huh.
Don't remember the exact terms. So, but he basically confirmed what Devin just echoed. So there's some anecdotal and scientific truth to all of that.
And all right, and here is Jody and Henry saying, boy, once the trust is gone, it's hard to rebuild. And TS is saying, y'all crazy, and you know, Deandra is out there laughing. All right, so Warren, you know,
Yeah.
I remember, you know, from the first episode, you are indeed a no nonsense guy, you know. So certain things you don't put up with, you know. But I want to know, in the past, you know, because we're not talking about a current relationship. And as I started the show, I said each and every one of us has cheated at some point in time before. Right?
I've never cheated.
Huh?
I've never cheated as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. All right. Well, kudos to you. You are the most faithful man in the world. So kudos to you. All right.
Yeah.
But as it relates to you, Warren.
Yeah.
In the past, when you have cheated or when you have been caught cheating,
I know, sir, I've cheated.
brother, all of it cheat. All of it cheat in the past. Whether high school, some point we cheat, right? So when you have cheated, you know, and you've gotten caught, right? What is the conversation that you have with the woman to get another chance? Because, you know, a lot of men, you know, they go up there and they say, hey, I'm going to kill myself. You know, they tell the girl, say, hey, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to jump off this building if you don't talk to me, if you don't give me a second chance. You know, a lot of guys go on their knees and beg, and some guys buy flowers and just beg for a second chance. But what is something that you do that you can advise me and say, hey, if you are in the doghouse right now, this is what you need to do in order to have a chance to get back your woman?
All right. Well. To begin with, I've never cheated to the extent of being intimate with another female while I was with somebody. However, in the past, I have had conversations which may have been inappropriate, but I've never physically actually gone and had sexual relations in real life while I was with somebody in the past. I've never took it that far
What you
before.
say in real life?
As in physical.
In your imagination?
Physical. No, physical. Sorry, I mean physical. I've never been physical while with somebody. However, because of my nature to flirt in the past, I have encountered relationships that were destroyed, and it was at the end of those relationships now that I went and did whatever with the other girl. But it didn't happen while I was with somebody. The relationship ended, and then I went and had some frolic with the other girl. What was the other part of the question, Kims? What would be my advice to guys who are in the hole?
Yep.
Well, what I would say to them is Maintain your composure. Don't fall apart and talk about you're going to kill yourself and you're going to do all that. Because that is showing now, even though you are in the wrong, don't fall to your knees and become a weakling because you're in the wrong. That will push her away even further. So if you want to get her back, maintain your composure, apologize if you feel like you need to, and improve your behavior. But don't fall to your knees and become a weakling or a puppet. That is when she's going to become even less attracted to you. So if she felt that she was if she felt like she lost interest as a result of you cheating, she's gonna lose even more when you become desperate. That's how women work. They don't like when they become desperate, no matter what causes it.
Yeah.
So stand your ground, and if she leave, then you just deal with it. But you don't threaten to harm yourself and behave all crazy about it. That's what I would say.
Why, Kems?
All right, hold on.
Right.
Let me read Kian's comments. So Kian is saying, no matter how much it is salvaged, it will never be the same. Right, walk on, Levon.
Kims,
Yes.
I agree to Warren to an extent because if you look at it, right,
Yeah.
it's when you play that weakling. This is where generally men become the person that is being used because women are going to see you being soft and all of that, and guess what? You'll never earn back that respect. So it doesn't really make any sense to go back into a situation like that, bro. Don't allow yourself to go down there. Why you gonna tell a woman why you kill yourself over?
Yeah, why would you do that? She know
Like,
that's not why you again. She not gonna want you again if she figure say she have you in that kind of weak state. She not want you again.
exactly.
Yo,
Yep.
I disagree with the tone. And then this is the second time I'm on the show with Warren, and 99% of the things that Warren said, I agree, I may disagree this time. Because I mean, I was in a relationship where before I rate this girl have our business and stuff. I'm used to when we get 4 months leave. When we have that knocks, I mean, that make them drive come out town, I mean, deal their accounting, file our taxes, everything. Anyway, rate the girl and she find out some cheat. Brother, I ball forget that one. When I tell me about no I go see us week. Me ball go down on knee and ball. Me say me sorry and whatever, but me never do want ball. So it work for me. I get that. We eventually match up.
That's an exception, man. That don't typically happen.
So this thing when I say not to do it and not look weak, Kems, what?
That's what I was about to say. And Devin, you know, and I know, everybody's being honest here, but Devin, I'm really glad for that transparency because I believe that when you are in the wrong, at that point in time, you have to be vulnerable. And I'm not saying you're going to kill yourself or say you're going to do this and say you're going to do that.
No, I agree with the two of them. Yeah.
Yes, I'm not saying, but you have to, if you really love this girl and you make a mistake, because come on, we're not perfect human beings, but if you make a mistake, you have to go down on your knees, you have to cry, you have to beg.
No, we not beg nothing. No.
Response when I want to say, me they cry and beg and ball.
No.
I got 3 parts to kill yourself coming out.
All right, and here is TS saying, totally disagree. You better show vulnerability if you do something
TS,
like that.
That me I said to TS.
That is why you apologize. You look at her, don't fall to your knees and you stand up straight and apologize. Tell her say you're wrong and you want a second chance, but nobody if she say no, nobody go on like you want become stalker and turn crazy man.
I understand where Devin is coming from, but I am more on the side of Warren. Right? You can't lose your farm. So you have to kind of you apologize, you say you're wrong, this, you're that, you're lay out your thing, but the whole other side of it, I'm not really
That's like what I said earlier.
Hold on, so here is
we can look at the reasoning, but may I tell you my experience, what works.
Yep. So let me read some of these comments. DeAndre is saying the woman can let it go or forgive, but the man will always have it in his mind and always play get back.
I really think DeAndre. I really think that.
That's true.
Yeah. True that DeAndre.
That's true.
Here is Vanessa Hardin saying exactly. You have to be weak in that moment. You are in the wrong. Hey, I'm Tell you.
All when me wrong, me now weak. All when me wrong, me could have wrong come more. Me now,
And
me now go weak.
here is Kian saying, chat the whole on our chat. I'm telling you the honest truth, Kian. If me really check for somebody, trust me, me
Okay,
not gonna
some
kill
people
myself
build.
and someday, but me I gonna be emotional.
Okay, and some people build different. Some people it don't affect that much. Some people will do what me and Warren that do. Some people will do what Kems and Devin that do, and some people will
Yeah,
kill. People just build different.
that's true, Ken.
All right, here is Kian also saying acting all tough like it doesn't affect you. Because I'm an overthinker, it makes no sense I take him back. Wouldn't be fair to him. Let me read some more comment. TS is saying, Devin, I'm with you. TS is also saying, laugh my ass off, Warren, bye. Shanila Ellis is saying, yes, Devin, tell them. All right, and then Deandra is saying, if you act nonchalant, that's a no.
I don't think anyone is saying that nonchalant though.
Yeah, you're not
But
gonna act nonchalant.
yeah,
All
because
right.
I mean you don't have to be over the top dramatic to
Yeah,
not be
Yeah,
acting nonchalant.
All right.
you
right. And you
can.
know, go like a call, like that. Yeah, they man listen. That I know what my wife love that the artist from England, here, Adele. Like her, I say, yo, that girl sings some depressing music. I like she said she missed this guy, and one song she have said, I called you 1,000 times. I say, yo, that a stalking, that I don't love somebody. So me not go call that because me go cry or something. Me not go call you 1,000 times. You know? No, me not go do that because you're gonna look for me and say a stalker behavior that. But in at the moment, like I said, being in front of you and me I tell you some sorry and whatever, and miss like expression. What? Yeah, son.
All right. So let me ask a question because I've seen this happen a lot of time over the years where um, a guy cheats on a girl,
Yeah.
and what he does, he goes on social media, whether Facebook or Instagram, and make a big post. Make a big post and say, you know, I am sorry, Tweety Bird. I made a mistake. People, I'm letting you know I made a mistake. I cheated on Tweety Bird. I am a bad man, but I really want a chance with Tweety Bird. For me, I believe that is embarrassing the woman. That's it. That is me. I think that is. I think
I
that is
think that
worse.
I think
I
he's
think that's.
being
I
yeah.
don't think a woman can see that, and the woman in the comment section can let me know. But I don't think a woman can see that and say, "Well, this guy is really remorseful." I think it's really embarrassing. So not only you cheat on her, but now you're making the whole world know say you cheat on
Yeah.
her. You know.
Mhm.
So and TS is saying I think that's straight up manipulation. Does
I
anyone
agree.
does
I
anyone
agree.
disagree and
Yeah,
feel like
agreed.
I
going in
agree.
and
It is manipulation.
No, you're basically undermining the woman, you're manipulating her, you're doing everything. Because I mean, why are you telling you're not in a relationship with Facebook? Why are you telling Facebook? It comes
but
right
I
back to what
think
I was saying with a woman going and telling her work husband and her friends and before me. So if it goes one way, it have to go the other way as well. If it is that I would feel away if she did that, why do I need to do that?
So shit.
That is just disrespectful to me as well.
I agree,
uh,
Ryan.
and shaky
Shake, I'm going to give you a joke. Last week I was in Watchy with some friends and we're at a karaoke and a bar, and somebody went up to sing Adele, and one of my doctor friends said, him feel like we jump over in the sea.
Yeah, man. I really think shit. Yo, I mean, I know people love her, someone. Yo, our music and depressing bad brother.
all right. So Monique Cummings is saying, for the ones who said you don't beg and you don't be vulnerable and think that nonchalance is cute, I suggest you stay single, and if you are married, get a divorce. So you hear that, Ryan?
No, I never said any of that. So
And
you hear that word? You hear that
Ragis.
Warren or Devin or Kims? One of them, I don't know which one.
No. I said
Me know which one neither. Me know which
no,
one neither.
I
no.
never said
Devin
not about nonchalant. That word never escaped my mouth.
True. None of them was about monster, so me know which one that. Maybe a different talk show.
and Shanila Ellis is saying, "In better don't go on social media. He has no chance after that." All right. So I want to switch gears right now, and I want to talk about lying. Right. Well, before I talk about lying, I want to talk about the woman side of things because when men cheat, we say, okay, we just going to apologize. We're not going to be too vulnerable, yada, yada, yada. How can a woman know if she cheats on you? And I'll start with you, Ryan. If a woman cheats on you, how can know she get another chance with you?
All right, I remember some years ago, like maybe 5, 6 years ago, I was like cheating deal breaker for me. And I remember I was at work one day and I said it, and a female co-worker said to me that um, if I ever think about the years I spent with a person, you might spend with a person, and the investments you might make with a person, and also the fact it depends on who the woman cheat with. And then I stopped for a minute and said, this makes sense because if you and a person buy a house together, buy a car together, assets together, and all of that, and is one indiscretion or whatever it might be, you may be more likely to forgive that person as opposed to a person you just met and been with for like a fleeting period of time and you don't invest anything. So I stopped and I took stock of it and said this actually makes sense because why would you want to just throw everything over something that maybe just I'm not trying to don't talk cheating because cheating is wrong, but I'm just saying that maybe there are levels to things. So maybe it's not your brother, your father she cheat with, and something like that that is a full time deal breaker, but maybe somebody outside you don't know about. As I say, I'm not trying to don't talk cheating, but there are levels to things. So yeah, some of the time there are different elements to it and there are different levels. So if I invest a lot with a person and we've been together for years and have kids and whatever else, it might be harder to do as opposed to somebody I'm new with.
All right. So Warren, let me go to you. I'm going to save David for last. For me personally, I like honesty. So I reward honesty. So I believe, if a woman come forward and say, "Hey, come on, this is what happened on so and so night, and this happened," I think I'm more inclined to forgive that situation than if I find out about the situation myself. Like if the information was pop up in front of me, but if you come forward and just be honest, I think it has a better chance for the relationship to move forward and work out than if I find out by myself. So, my question to you: do you reward honesty, or from she cheat, that's just it for you?
I want kind of hard to answer. I would like to think that once she goes out and she does that, it would be it for me because as Devin was saying earlier, men and women are built differently, and the relationship is easier to recover if the man goes out. Although it is wrong, I agree that it is wrong. If the man goes out and cheat, it's easier to recover. But when a woman goes out and cheat, woman bun hotter than man bun. So when a woman goes out and cheats, it does something to the man. The man just can't get out of it. So as it relates to me personally, I think once she goes out and does that, I don't think I'd be able to forgive. Whether she comes to me directly and tells me, or I find out, I don't think I'd be able to go back. And even if I wanted to, the quality of the relationship, it wouldn't be all that good because I'm gonna keep on having flashbacks and I'm just not going to be into her again. Even if I tried, I just would my headspace wouldn't be with her anymore. Even if I wanted to, I just couldn't do it. Like that's not something that I can get over. Maybe it's a male ego thing, but I can't manage that. So if she even tell me, it not gonna make a difference. I think it would be over if she tell me or if I find out. Yeah, it would be over. That's
Good
what I
answer,
think.
Warren. Well said. Your wife is watching the program. Good answer.
All right. So Raji's saying, I'll just suffer the hurt because it's always going to be on my mind, and I wouldn't be at peace in my mind. So does it make sense to go get back into it?
Same thing, yeah. It wouldn't
Tracy's
be a
saying,
peace.
have an open relationship, however, with some boundaries if you're worried about cheating. And Kayan is saying there are so many men and women that are okay with being with multiple people. So stay with those people. Devin,
Yo,
and age of film production, mentally, men are not good. I guess say men are
Men
not
not
good
gonna
at
accept that, yeah.
settlement. All right. So Devin,
yo.
go ahead because I know you are probably the oldest one here. So as a result of that, obviously you probably have more experience than us.
No, like, I could tell you what currently and in the past, but currently, as it relates to the cheating, like my wife and I, like we talk about everything. Like we talk about everything. So that's one thing where, she was saying the other day, you know what? I would. This is what she said. She said, we talk about. She said, I would kill you if you go. That's one way. That's one way I would kill you. Cause we're watching a movie and said that's one way I would kill you. I said, why? If you go out and cheat with a man. So I said, you're not going.
With a cheat to that man.
Yeah. Like when I was watch some movie and say, that's the only reason I would kill you.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, so I could go out and cheat with a woman, and she said, no, I'm not telling you to do that, but I would probably move on or whatever, but I wouldn't kill her.
If you cheat to that man. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we have war boy. So when I talk about cheating, I said, so what if I should ever do that? Even though I do. I said, my thing is, how am I going to know? I don't worry about it. How am I going to know? So if I know now, I'm not gonna watch. It's gonna finish.
Mm-hmm.
What I would do now, I'm not trying to get back at you or whatever. I know once I find somebody else, on first thing I try to get somebody pregnant because I know you're gonna feel away with me. I try to get somebody pregnant right away. I mean, I love the person or whatever, but those are the things that we just have just sort of some casual conversation. But regarding that, I don't look for that in the sense that, okay, I'm going to cheat or whatever. Because right now, I'm married for like 10 years, going on to 11 years. So that not even crossed my thoughts right now. But back then, in terms of the question that you're saying about, what was the question again?
If you would forgive a woman, how could the woman get you back if she cheated?
No, like the forgiveness. No, he couldn't. I couldn't continue after that. I couldn't continue because when I was, I told you a situation where when I was like 18, no, not 18, like 2021, I was in a situation like that where even after the person cheat, you have that one point in your life when you feel like you're so in love. I still wanted to work through it. That was when I was younger, in my 22, 23. And then after I get over that, I realize what else is out there. After that, nah. Once you mess up like that, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So let us segue to the next question. So the next question that I have, and I'll start with you, Warren. So the next question is, do men lie to protect their woman or their woman, or do they lie to protect themselves? What do you think?
I would say it's a little bit of both. We like to protect the woman and protect ourselves. By protecting the woman, we protect ourselves. So you want to, I'm not talking about me now, just disclaimer put out there. Like, I'm not talking about me, but typically speaking, if a man is caught in something that he shouldn't be in, he's going to lie to protect the woman's feelings because her feelings are going to be hurt. So he's going to lie to protect that first of all. And he's also going to lie to protect himself because he knows that if the woman finds out when her feelings get hurt, she's going to come for him and she's going to come for him with full force. And he doesn't want to tell us. So he's lying to protect both the woman and himself. By protecting the woman, he's protecting himself. So it goes both ways.
All right. Ryan, there's a saying that, sometimes you can analyze a situation, if you tell this little lie, just to ensure, because say if you come forward and you tell her the truth, you're going to cause an earthquake, you're going to cause a storm. So we just go ahead and say, let's just tell this little white lie, just to make her feel comfortable, make her feel safe, and then you sort it out on the back end. Is that something that you believe in, or you just believe that men just lie just to protect themselves from any potential problems with the woman?
I agree with Warren that it's a bit of both, because you normally if it's a woman that you rate like that versus a woman you don't rate, you're more likely, it's on a way, but you're more likely to lie to the one that you prefer the most.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
really?
a bit if you take, all right, why would you lie to somebody you don't have any interest in? What is there to gain from doing that? You don't care about the person, you have little to no interest in the person. Why would you lie to protect that versus somebody you're trying to protect something with? So yeah, it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Okay, and Devin.
So when you say the lie, you're referring to
Whether they
lying
lie
about
white or
no,
blue or black,
no,
whichever one
no, no,
they
no,
lie
no. Yeah,
then.
yeah. From the perspective of like lying about relationships with others, with spouses, or just lie in general. That's what.
It might have to do with
That,
things that might affect the relationship.
Yeah, anything that might affect
That
the
will affect,
relationship,
yeah.
and if you go ahead and say this, it might put a huge dent in the relationship. So
Look here,
you
it's
know,
simple, it's simple as this. Politicians like to protect them power. So basically, we like to protect what we have. Pretty much the same.
because like because up to last week, me like, because there's a certain part of my wife don't like what when we carry the kids to, because she claim like some relative of them got shot there. I mean, I say, yo, that's like in the 1990s. Me youth them there and them would chill and come home, and she said, which part did you go? I said, the one right beside school. And the kids they not say nothing because them like to go to that park. So generally, when it comes about like relationship or line in general, I don't see the need to right now when it comes down to like if it's relationship or line about women or anything like that. So that for me, that part no. But like other stuff, I'd go with the side that Ryan was saying. Depends on whatever it's both to protect myself and to protect the interests of my spouse. It's
all right,
definitely both and depending on the situation. There's no way around it. It's just definitely both. Ryan, Warren answer is suffice for me, and that's the same response I would have.
all right. So Vanessa Harding is saying when she finds out he potentially loses access to her, so he is lying to really protect himself. And TS is saying themselves, you want to protect yourself from consequences. You lie to the one you prefer because that's the one you're afraid to lose. So you're protecting yourself from that loss. Guess
Can't
you.
go against both. I mean, you can spin it to suit which of the other, which of the two, and it can go both ways, just the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't go against this.
Yeah.
You can't be
All
spun
right.
either way.
All right. And the last one that we're going to speak about is do can men manage the same hurt that they inflict on women? All right. Again, we have been talking about it basically the whole time. We've seen that our life is a double standard. But have we ever? And I'll start with you, Ryan. Have you ever sat down and just think that, man, if Betsy was supposed to do this to me, I really and truly couldn't manage this.
Cheap lick business that. No,
Well,
for real. I mean, for real, I agree. Men can't accept the same degree of hurt that women can, and it comes right back to what we were speaking about earlier. Read the other topics in terms of lying and who you're protecting and whatever else. So it basically boils down to the fact that yeah, we really can't, and it comes right back to the work husband thing. Everything comes right back to that we really can't accept it certain things as women can. I think emotionally women are stronger than us. That's just generally how I feel it is. And whereas certain things I don't know if it is because they have a bigger expectation of men to cheat, and we kind of think, oh, women can't cheat on we and whatever because of ego or whatever else it might be. But
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it comes down to that, but there might be something to it.
All
And I
right.
think that might contribute to us cannot accepting it as good as they can.
All right. So why is it that we, when we're doing whatever we're doing that we know we're not supposed to be doing, why is it that you believe men don't really take it into consideration? Do you believe that they think that, oh, I'll just never get caught, or if I get caught, I'll talk myself out? Why do you think men
I,
has never said?
I don't know which stand-up comedian I hear saying something like that, but his answer was it was a good idea at the time. If you ask a lot of men why they do things that's stupid, it was just a good idea at the time.
Okay.
True.
All
I
right.
don't know.
True.
How about you, Warren? Do you have anything to go ahead and add to that?
I pretty much agree with what Ryan said. typically men we can't take the same amount of um, emotional damage that we may put women through. We're just hardwired different. The thing is that we expect women to take, we can't take them, and that's true about myself, and I believe it is true for the majority of men. So I know that there are certain things that I would want forgiveness for, and at the same time, if a woman was to do that to me, I don't think I could extend the same forgiveness because it's harder for me to get over it um, than it would be for her. That's what I think. So I don't think that we as men can take even half of what women can take from us. I don't think we're equipped for that.
But again, so you just said that it even applied to you. So then my question is, if it applied to us as men, because I'm just really trying to get a real understanding. If it applied to us as men, don't you think that we should probably think a little bit harder, think a little bit deeper before we even go out there to do anything at all?
Absolutely, we
Yeah.
should. We should. Um, and what Ryan was saying about what did the person say about it was a good idea at the time?
Yeah.
So it's along those lines. So as much as we think and we think and we think, and then we realize and we come to the conclusion that, well, it's a good idea right now. So, let's do this thing. But it, it's not that we don't think. I think we do think, and we just conclude that whatever we're doing is a good idea at the time.
All right, Devin,
Yeah.
go ahead, boss.
So like emotional wise, the only thing I would say it's 50-50 for things not related to cheating. Man and woman, I mean, like they can handle it the same way, but like once it comes down to cheating and going outside of the relationship, the man can't deal with that part. The woman have the edge in terms of the emotional aspect of that. But there are other things in because the question you asked is like about treatment. You have some woman treat man bad and man treat woman bad too, put aside treat cheating, the way them talk to them partner, the way because someone deal with them woman, talk to them woman certain way. But on the flip side, some women talk to them partner like dogs, brother. So I think where that is concerned, both man and woman can deal with that. I think it's 50-50. But once it's anything really regarding cheating, the woman have the big edge on that. So. And we have this thing, because guess what? Women are try be sexist or whatever. When it come on to cheat and thing, women, we think we skill at it, but we don't skill at the woman when it comes to that.
Oh gosh, man.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So we're not
Yeah,
foolish.
and that's another thing. That's another thing. It is easier for men to get caught.
caught.
Than,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we stutter and then think of every possible thing, man. We think of
Women
every
are
possible
plan.
thing, but we don't think of a plan B, so this may come up. Then think of a plan B and a plan C too.
All right, Raj is saying, Kems, probably in the moment, we as men, we're just thinking with a particular head, not the one above our shoulders. Okay. Okay, that's
true.
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair.
All right. So Devin, you mentioned something really, really critical. You were saying that, men are more prone to get caught than women. Why do you think that is? Is it a case where because remember, it is said that men are quote unquote, you guys told me that men are quote unquote expected to cheat, right? Expected to cheat. So if they're expected to cheat, then they are the ones who are supposed to be better at it. But for some reason, the women who are not are always better at it. So why do you think is a case where the men don't care? Do you think it's a case where because I know, one time a female
Yeah.
said to me,
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
yeah, one time a female said to me that you can know when a guy is talking to a female on the phone, but you can never know when a female is talking to a guy on the phone because it's just the conversation is just regular. But guys, cover up them ears, go one side and start whisper, all of that. So I just want to know, Devin, why is it that men are so easily caught?
Why? That's a $1,000,000 question. $1,000,000 question. But I just know that once it come on to a woman where it's like based on experiences and what I see, it makes sense to ask them where they were. They have all ends covered. You know what I mean? They'll ask them where they were. Like with the men, it's like they start stutter. They start stuttering and they give a story so and so, and then the woman will say, okay, but I check so and so or whatever, and you know, because
Yeah.
when they're gonna ask you the question, they're thinking of all the situation, you know,
Yeah.
that you could come with, but then that's why they don't get caught because they figure out everything that you could possibly say before
Yep.
asking the question.
Yep.
We just plan to say, okay, we're just gonna do this, but they already think of what we, you know, we gonna
Exactly.
come up with.
And I think
So I don't know what to explain, but it's just that what I see, because when you look at it in Jamaica, why, even though
that's
that's
it.
probably a different argument where all these paternity tests and all these people, Jamaicans make you start after putting this thing where if you're fighting for as a father and you're fighting for people and you have to get DNA. And why these women do all of these things? These men never know, never have a clue.
All right, here is TS saying men overcompensate.
Overcompensate.
And
Yeah.
I agree 1,000,000% because I
Yeah,
Yes,
me
believe
too.
yes.
when a man get caught, all right.
Mm.
So say for example, you catch a woman in a situation, she's as calm, you know, you ask her a question, he's as calm. You ask a man a question, he's trying to tell you, okay, he
So
was
that
at
means, man,
Timbuk 2,
real
Timbuk
man,
3, Timbuk 4,
real
and
man.
then
Yeah,
hey, then he have to come back around. Oh, and then we did not call you as well, you know.
yeah.
And then it was, and then she said, why are you going on like that? But just ask her one simple question, and at that point in time, she catch you. And I believe also is a situation where, as Devin said or alluded to, I think women have probably 10, 15 questions what they're gonna ask you back to back. I think we as men, we only have one or two questions, and that's it. Hey,
Yeah, you know why that
hey,
though? Men think very linear. We think along a straight path. We don't really think about the deviation them and them sometimes.
Yeah,
Women
that's
them
the
cover
Troyan.
That
all of
man
them
feel the brother.
bases.
That man
Them
feel.
cover
So
everything. Them
everything.
fight
So
everything.
whereas we know somebody will ask Skims, where was that? I was over Warren house last night. But Warren and your wife just leave here an hour before you read. So all you over him house.
yo,
All of them, you really not kneel down your excuses. Whereas the women them then say, all right, we're going to have a ladies' night out, and this is what we're going to do, and this is how
yep,
we're going to cover them bases there and all them
yep,
stuff there. Yeah,
absolutely.
I use ladies' night out intentionally, just in case no one.
Okay.
So
Yeah, and
yeah, they cover
True.
and I want to, I want
they
to
cover
talk
their
about
bases. Yeah.
I want to talk about that, but let me read Jody and Henry comment. She said, "Women know how to maintain the happiness at home and still do their thing out the road."
That's true.
That's tough. That as a man reading that, that's absolutely tough because you can believe that hey, this woman coming to you as faithful as ever, but then she just done do whatever she do out the road, and you just don't know. All right, Ryan, you brought up something important. Girls' night out. A lot of guys saying that, when women call it quote unquote, girls' night out, and so that is their opportunity, to go there either to, go to the male strip club, go out and meet a certain type of guys and just quote unquote let loose. I know you have a
Or they
problem.
challenging something.
I know you have a problem with the work
All right.
husband. You say not in your cabinet. So, girls' night out. How do you feel about girls' night out? And do you set any boundaries if your girl is telling you, "Hey, it's girls' night out for me"?
I mean, we can about that, really and truly. You maybe can do something about the work relationship, the work husband in the sense of how you feel about it as a man and whatever else it might can lead into. But how do you speak to a woman about her girls' night out when you and your brethren them go out? Just the same. You as let me equate it back to the work husband thing. You might not have a work wife, so you can. It is easy for you to say, "Oh, I don't have that." So why is it that you are allowed to have a work husband? But when you and your brethren them go out, and as a man, all of we go out with brethren from time to time. So when you and your brethren them go out, how do you then tell your woman say you can't go to your female friend then because at the end of the day that would be hypocritical? Because
Absolutely.
so you going out with your female friend, how me know say you're not cheat to, or you not have the are you not go cheat to? That's what she might ask you, but you can't really tell her what to do with the girls' night out situation because you just have to hope this is one of them things you really just have to hope for the best.
Yeah.
Okay. Warren, how do you feel about girls' night out? Is it possible that you set any boundaries if if your wife is telling you, hey, me and Stacy and this, we go into this male strip club and alcohol going to be involved? Do you say, okay, don't drink a certain amount of alcohol, or is it where you're at the place where you just trust and you just say, hey, go ahead, have fun, see you later?
No, I still set my boundaries, I believe it is my duty to set my boundaries. She may or may not want to honor those boundaries. I don't have a camera on her. I can't watch her, so I really can't tell if she honored my boundaries. But I'm gonna vocalize it. I'm gonna say it. Um, the alcohol and the male strip club thing, I really don't appreciate that. I don't think for somebody who is married or in a serious relationship, your headspace should be having having a girls' night out, where there are male strippers and alcohol. Matter of fact, the what you call that thing again? The night before a woman gets married, what you call that? What is
Oh,
it?
bachelorette.
Bachelorette. That so I'm not really fond of certain practices in the bachelorette. I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
want to know that the person that I'm about to marry is going to enjoy her last night as a single and she's gonna go to some strip club. I don't like that. I don't like it in my marriage, and it's not something that I appreciate. So I'm gonna say it. As I said, I can't watch her to know that she actually honored what I wanted, but
Uh-huh.
I feel it is my duty to say it. She can go to her friends,
Uh-huh.
and I have no problem with her saying that she's going to go to, let's say she's going to, triple century tracks and records for like somebody's birthday or some celebration of some sort. I don't care. I'm not going to question that. I won't even ask her to come home by 11 because she come home when she's ready. I'm not praying that. But if she outright tells that she's going out with such and such person, they're going to um this male strip club and they're gonna drink and they're gonna go into some villas. I'm not into that one. I don't want her to go there.
But Warren, I hear all you said, right?
Yeah.
So don't you think that she going to those uptown restaurant might put
Mm.
her in more like that a man might see her at the restaurant and say, hey, she's looking all fine and all of that. So you put her at a greater risk of you being cheated on versus a male strip club where she just go there and just watching and just enjoy the time, no interest in nobody at all.
It depends on the type of woman that you're with. If you know that the woman that you're with um is going to partake, right, be more active in a setting like at an uptown place, and she's more likely to give attention to somebody who is going to come and talk to her as opposed to a male who want to dance on her. It depends on the woman that you have. So um personally, I wouldn't feel threatened by her going to some uptown club. And I know the possibilities that a man might want to come and chat to her, etc. But what can I do about that? I can't tell her that she can't go anywhere. Right?
Yep.
She go out and I leave her to that, but I wouldn't deliberately know that she's going to somewhere as intense as a strip club and man can just come and dance and in her face and all that kind of stuff. You see, I wouldn't want that.
All right. So let me read some of these comments. So TS is saying, what's wrong with male strip club though, Kims? I mean, I don't find anything wrong with it, but Warren does. So I guess Warren is the question.
Yeah.
And Warren, she's asking, are you okay with a stripper at your bachelor party?
No, actually, when I went to my bachelor party, I never went to any club. I wasn't interested. I mean, if I feel like I need to go to a strip club to have fun for my last night, then maybe I don't want to be married. Because if it is that I'm going to miss it so much and I feel like I need to indulge one last time, then maybe my headspace isn't about marriage. Because why do I feel as if I need to indulge in this sort of activity the night before I get married? It's not something that I want to do. And I didn't do that the night before I got married. I didn't go there. I didn't do that. I don't think I want to.
And Shake is saying the uptown males will dine her and then have her for dinner. All right, so let me tell you about my thing about strip clubs. All right, so for me personally, I love strip clubs. I love, in Jamaica, I go to Taboo all the time. That's my place, all right. And when I go there, obviously, when I go dance upon a woman and all of them something. But for me, I just like the vibes, I like the energy, just like the ambience. That's me, all right. If my woman decide that she want to go to a strip club, whether it be bachelorette party, girls' night out. For me, honestly, I just believe that women are gonna do whatever they want regardless. So if me I go put, I believe when they put shackles on women, Warren, that is when,
Mm-hmm.
that is when they try to break those shackles and sneak and hide and all of them something. So personally for me, those things don't bother me. I don't care about male strip club. If she want man dance up, if she want man dance up and
Mm-hmm.
man in a G string and a dance up on her, make sure have her fun. I don't like to set boundaries for those things because I just believe that when you try to set particular boundaries, then they're going to try and break those boundaries. I try to have, open communication line. Hey, this is also when say, okay, when I go to Jamaica, say at least 1 or 2 times taboo will be in my catalog. My must go taboo. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So really and truly, like, I'm not gonna really stop that. Here is TS saying,
Okay.
I think women would be more likely to talk to a man at an uptown restaurant than from a strip club, to Warren's point. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I think, obviously, them uptown man, I used to say them loaded. At strip club, I don't think strip club is an actual place where, you can try. And I just think strip club is just everybody just have a good time and just dance
Mm-hmm.
and so. All right. So the last, and here Shakes saying the vibes is brilliant at Taboo. Absolutely, Shakes, man. Absolutely. I can't wait till it open again, because I'll be the first one in there. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about is that one girl. you know. And I don't know if you guys have that. If you do, then you can talk about it. If not, obviously not now. But I believe there's always a saying out there that say this one girl always hook us. No matter what she do, no matter what she say, there's always this one girl that we just always go back to until we just can't go back anymore. Do you guys believe that, or do you believe that like that is just a myth? You could go, Ryan.
I've seen in life where there's a lot of truth to that. It depends on the person. Different people attract you different ways and let you behave different ways. So I can see where there's truth to that. Uh, there are different instances where that can happen in terms of, some man have X amount of woman and them tell us, boy, we might have such and such amount of woman, but boy, that one girl there. I've
Yeah,
heard cases of that.
yeah,
I've seen cases where man married slash in committed relationship, them have other women, but them have that
yeah,
one day when them go home too.
yeah.
So it can come in different scenarios. That one girl can come in a lot of different scenarios. So it's not a one track way where it happens, but as I said, it depends on the personality of the man and also the
Mm.
personality of the woman that might cause that to be a thing.
And how about you, Warren?
Yeah, I believe that a man can find a woman who he always wants to go back to. I believe that those connections exist because I've heard of a lot of stories where men just don't seem to get over a particular woman, whether it be some high school crush, some university crush. It's like they will date afterwards, but there's always this void or something that this girl from long, long ago would have left. And I think it's a real thing. There
Yep,
is this one girl who really hold you, and no
yep.
matter what, it's like your heart can't leave her alone. I believe that men have those encounters with women.
Put up
And
that case
then
comment.
and here is Red saying, but I know lots of men who are like, man, them said that one girl just gave them the best sex of their lives. And I think sex is one aspect of it, Raj, but I believe there's like So there can be just this one woman where you would just drop everything for. You know, she not even have to be a girl, but it's just this one girl where you just drop. If she say, hey, if you live at Kingston and she's in Manchester, and she say, hey, I need you to come pick me up from Manchester. You're jumping in your car and you're gone. If you say, hey, I need $500, you don't have it, you find it because it's just this one girl. You know, she does have this, this strong hold over you. You know, whether it be, because the sex is great, whether it be the companionship is great, but and Raji say, no, bro, cut all ties from we stop dating. No form of communication from a personal standpoint. Hey, Ryan, a real politician, Are you a politician, Ryan?
She has no idea.
And Candice is saying at TSI second and third. That Candice, Ryan?
Them have no idea. They are so right, and they have no idea how right they are.
Shaky Shake said, one girl is the ninth wonder of the world, but it's a myth. Jamaica with 3 million people. Imagine if we were a group of people that really traveled the globe to experience new cultures, ideas, and people.
Yeah, man. I think the one girl thing stems from the women them we are talking at the point, not in terms of um, overall, in terms of the amount of people. Oh boy.
Couldn't date Ryan at all. All right, gentlemen. So, come to that time of the night, of course. I don't know if I have the flu, Rona, or I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm feeling some headaches and some cramps and all over the place. So, Candice is saying just his response is LOL, don't know him. Yeah. And then let me just read never a straight answer. Yeah. All right, Warren. So I'll give you 2
Give me a
minutes.
lot of straight answers. Even tonight with the work husband situation. I said not in my cabinet. How straighter than that I wanted.
All right, Ryan. Warren, so I'll give you 2 minutes, if there was any particular topic that I probably had cut you off and you never get a chance to finish up. Obviously, now is your time to, go ahead and talk about that. Or you can just talk about anything, within those 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think I said everything I needed to say. I don't feel as if I was cut off. Yeah, I don't think I need to expound anymore on what I was saying. So it was a good meeting. I mean, majority of the guys are absent this evening. Kim just say afraid the man and afraid of the topic. I don't know what true that is, but um, it was okay. Yeah, despite the low numbers, it was okay. Um, I mean, look forward to next week's podcast.
Absolutely. Ryan, go ahead.
Like Warren, I don't think there was anything that I got cut off from that I didn't get a chance to answer. But I mean, regardless of the low numbers, it's another good show, good topics, good responses, and as usual, we have varying ways of look at things. And as usual, the comments are also very good, and they look at things differently as well. They might agree with some of the things that we have to say. They might disagree with some of what we have to say, and they might think some of us not giving straight answers or whatever else it may be. And so, yeah, another good show. The topics every week are very good and they really do stimulate discussions.
Absolutely. So, I just want to obviously thank TS. Definitely thank TS, Raj, Candice, Shakes, Shanila Ellis. I believe Jody and Henry was here earlier, Nicole Campbell, Vanessa Harding, and those persons who were just listening as well. Definitely thank you all for your support. Next week, definitely the guys will be back. We'll have much hotter topics. Definitely, we're going to talk about privacy and cell phones and searching at the cell phones and so. So we have a lot of hot topics coming up this week, and Stefan and Raggy and Gary, all those guys will be back. But there's one question Shanila Ellis asked, and I'll wait, Kims. You're saying you would drop everything for someone you're not with? I never really said that, I just say that guys have that kind of woman, that one woman that they would drop everything for. Not necessarily me. You know, when I talk, you know, if I'm talking about me, then I'll lament I'm talking about me. But that one wasn't necessarily for me. So producer, big up yourself. Warren, thank you
Hold on
again.
there. Can that one girl be somebody you're not with as well?
Yeah, it would have been somebody
Oh,
where you're
okay,
not,
okay,
you know,
okay.
somebody where. And Kish for you, I am always excited to hear the topics. Thank you very much for your support, Kish for you. And we will be back next week, Sunday, 8 p.m. You know, we will have a lot more juicy topics for us to talk about. So, you gentlemen, have a good night next week.
Excellent.
Blessings.